Hello and welcome to the Kobold Cafe, where we're playing what is likely the last game of Liminality using GURPS 4th edition. I am Luke the GM, and we've got Everoth.
Hello, I am Everett, playing for you, Hui Yu, your P206 cargo from the ship.
Cargo Dude. We've got Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Gina, Gambler, and apparently Galactic Defender.
Defender Galacticus for sure. We've got James, who needs to change
Hey,
his Roll20 picture. Get him with it.
hey, I am James. I am playing Alexi, and Alexi's still just in it for the money.
Cool echo though.
Sorry.
It's fine. Money guy. And we've got Terra.
Hi, I'm Tara. I play Silver Liv. Uh, she has a proper name, but I don't remember what the fuck it was. Uh,
Villanus.
she,
Maledicato.
yeah, and her thing is she is planning to just do her, and if saving the universe is part of that, she's a game.
You're pretty confident, it seems. Well, turns out there's a universe, or at least local galaxy, in need of saving. The orbs that you'd been playing with turned out to be very deadly guns. Guns that can destroy entire solar systems. One of them is on its way at a very significant portion of sea to this star system right here. November 3804. You've calculated that you can stop it with the force of a nuclear warhead detonated close enough. So you're making your way over to kind of do that. You've got the equivalent of an intergalactic telephone, which currently lives inside Silver's brain. And it's been telling you that no one is available to talk on the other side.
Bastards.
Silver killed a Pep. Daddy is dead. Daddy no more. All hail Silver. You've inherited a good portion. I mean, you've still got a, air quotes, mother, but you've struck somewhat of a deal with her. Honestly, after a couple of minutes, she seemed to be well over the death of her husband, and pretty grateful that you were also planning on leaving the system for a little while, so fuck knows what she's gearing up to in Sol, while you're on your way to save the galaxy.
Like, yeah.
It's
As long
quite...
as we
Go on.
I think as long as the money's a flowing and Silver can do what she wants, she won't care what Mom's doing.
Rightio. Well, while you were flying with the, Pep's old cruiser in tow, you were given priority docking at the three systems you've just passed through. Excluding refueling times, this journey would have taken like around 10 weeks altogether. Quite a long time. And I'm thinking you probably only spent a day or two in each of these locations.
At max.
Just enough to
The minimum.
refuel and refit.
Hmm.
Roger that. And in the last
Maybe
place...
some more advanced targeting sensors.
Yeah, so pretty early on in the journey, Alexei, you'd have been looking at the size of this thing that you're meant to be shooting and the speed it's going to be moving at, and you're pretty concerned that it's not possible to hit by anybody, especially not by anyone on your ship.
Okay.
You'd feel slightly more confident about trying to ram it, but that's hardly a solution, and it'd still be incredibly difficult.
I'm sorry, was our plan to actually hit it with a nuke or detonate a nuke nearby so the blast hits it?
Detonate
We
a
have
nuke
to hit it with.
nearby so the blast
Yeah.
hits, which you get a +4 for. I did the calculations. Due to the relative speed that you'll be at, you're at a -30. And the space accuracy of your particular gun is a -8. So, like, if you aim for as much as possible, then any shot at close range will be at a -8.
There's a built-in giant bonus if you're just looking at the spaceship rules.
Mhm. Yep.
All right,
I've
cool.
been through them a fair bit. It's mainly
Maybe
because this
some more
thing's
advanced
going at,
targeting sensors.
99% of C, and you've got no hope of achieving that and being able to fire at it.
Like trying to nuke a beam of light.
As it goes past. Essentially, yeah.
Especially considering that we'll be on our own beam of light as we launch the nuke.
Mhm.
Well, the worst part is we can't ever hope to catch up to that. We can either go faster than it.
It's you can easily maintain velocity with it in the warp bubble. Like that's
Oh,
not an
okay.
issue at all. But the problem is you can't fire a shell that will pass through your warp bubble unharmed.
Can we put a mine in front of it? Like, we know where it's going.
Yeah, so that's an option for sure. And much easier than trying to shoot it.
Yeah.
But still notoriously difficult. This thing is... its size is unknown at present. Expected to be between SM0 and SM5 though, so absolutely tiny. But your intergalactic telephones told you that its mass is in the region of several thousand tons.
Yep.
And at relativistic speeds, that's approaching infinite energy. But aye, at the last stop, you would drop off your solar, what do you call them, oligarch freighter, your luxury cruiser yacht. Proceed ahead in your own vessel to rendezvous, and with no complaints, I say we start right there as you're on an approach.
Yeah. No. Sounds good.
Works for me.
Sure.
Okay,
Everybody's
so
waking up from 10 weeks of sleep.
yeah, everyone who sleeps is waking up from maybe not 10 weeks, probably only 3 weeks, which is this final section's stretch.
Luke, how long was the trip again?
10 weeks total.
All right. Could I get a maximum bonus math check
I'll take it.
to help aid our? Because I wouldn't be doing it the entire time, but you know.
Roll mathematics at a +4, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
In fact, at a +5, you are assisted by Neko-chan.
At a +5, you said?
+5 total for taking time and assistance from Neko-chan. Anyone else want to assist in any way?
What's she doing calculations for?
Calculating its route, ideal places to lay mines.
Oh, can I assist with like a space navigation?
Yeah, that would indeed assist. A successful roll will give her another +1.
Where's the ends?
Before the Zs,
No.
after the As.
Well, that was not the one I wanted.
Please, sir, could I have just a +1 for me trouble?
Alright,
You're-
so +6.
You're +6. Gina, have you got any mathematical talent?
Yes, but not at this kind of thing.
She was also asleep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. You were asleep for all this, so it makes sense for it to mainly be Alexi and Silver working on it.
She's really good with probability and odds.
Yes, but not actual probability and odds.
Like the probability and odds of specific card games.
Well, and for her, because the probability doesn't
Also-
work the same.
It,
That's true.
I don't know if it matters, but I have mathematics applied, computer sciences, and pure. I don't know which one you want
Applied
there.
is
They're all the
pretty
same
much
skill.
perfect here.
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay, yeah, you
So,
think you can
not
do it?
amazing, but I did it. Hopefully that'll give a bit of a bonus to laying the mine.
Absolutely, it will. I'll let you take a full +4 to lay in the mine from that. No, +6. Your
Six?
margin. I'm not sure what roll I'll need for that just yet, but we'll discuss it when we get to it, I suppose. So, you're not acting alone in this. You are joined by research vessels. I think along the trip, the
Picked up some
actual Solar
hitchhikers.
Navy vessels would have asked to join you. To
We
escort.
got hitchhikers.
Because it sounds like you've got a pretty important mission, essentially.
We do, but we're leaving Solar Navy territory and entering someone else's territory.
The Solar Navy don't intend to escort you the whole way there, but pretty much when you arrived at LaSalle, someone had already tipped off the Navy and they were all ready to talk to you. And we don't need to look at that much. They essentially said, "Excuse me, new oligarch, are you doing
It's dangerous
this?"
to go alone. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Yeah, please, can we help?
No.
Yes.
And so yeah, at the minute I'm feeling like it's probably your ship and just the joint research ship that you've been working with. Mhm. Give me sensors, please.
Success by 3.
You find it. You find it pretty easily, mainly because of the trail it's leaving when it passes through dust and stuff like that, which is quite impressive.
Nice.
You even managed to get remarkably close, so that it's, just beyond the threshold of your warp sphere by less than 100 meters, and there is no interaction between it and the warp bubble that you can sense. I would say that you do not dare attempt to
Agreed.
make it cross the threshold. But then it's plenty easy to accelerate away from it.
Okay,
Don't accelerate from the guns.
get in front of it.
And start putting distance. At its current speed, it will reach the edge of that system in 2 weeks. And then collide with the star about 3 days after that.
Luke, can I have been doing two things?
Most likely.
One, recording us getting ready to save the world for the most epic and viral video ever.
Yep, I'll allow it.
And two, if we had communication or like people, temporary passengers of scientists, that would be appreciated.
You mean like aboard your ship right now helping?
Yeah, unless anyone has any nays against that.
Gina would have pushed for it.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay,
Is it
so
one time we need scientists on the ship? Is now.
yeah, there's a bunch of nerds. You have got a full team of science nerds.
One of them accidentally opened the door to Rudy's room.
Oh
Just,
God.
just
Oh,
a
I'm so
hiss.
sorry.
Close the door.
Oh, I also. Third thing, I also unhooked the bounty from him as well.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Uh, because of Daddy's hatred for Rudy, there's no way he could ever inherit thanks to the ties he'd cut. But you could absolutely turn off his bounty at least.
Maybe not tell him,
I don't know.
Definitely don't tell him.
It'd probably be pretty bleak. Oh, don't tell him about his bounty.
Yeah, it's funnier if you don't tell him about his bounty.
Yeah, that's. I thought you were going to say don't tell him that it's been disinherited. Because he'd probably love that. He, what am I on about? He must already assume it's been disinherited.
though. Hmm.
So the last shootout? Maybe.
So in a couple of hours, you've got, a full day's lead on that thing.
I mean, it's got a perfectly straight line, right? It's been traveling in a perfectly straight line.
This is true.
Let's just drop a nuke along that perfectly straight line.
With a series of detectors in the blast radius, that way we have redundancies.
Yeah.
Give me electronics operation sensors again, and an electronics operation communications to set those things up.
That's you, Alexi.
You'll be going EVA for this, most likely. Dropping off little drone creatures. Very nice.
Success by what? 6 and 5?
Yeah, that's kinda perfect. And do you have a demolitions nuclear or explosives nuclear?
No, but probably one of the people that we brought on board does.
Diplomacy. Talk the bomb down.
The bomb's name is Gary.
General Army radioactive incinerator.
No. Just
Don't-
Gary.
Don't blow up, Gary.
You've seen Red versus Blue, right?
Not in 15 years, 16 years, and only the first couple of
Okay.
seasons, which I buffered. I streamed them rather than downloading them to Windows Media Player. How was that for
Ooh.
a bit of gross history?
Mm.
In my defense, I was, what, 15? That's no defense. 15-year-old Zoomers laughing at me right now. What am I looking for?
Don't know.
I need trait
No fucking idea.
lists, skills. Explosives is IQ -5 normally.
Well, I mean, I'd have a 50-50 chance of succeeding that without taking time.
There's a penalty, I think.
In one of the military bases, does anyone know how to set up a nuke?
No, it's just explosives demolition. I thought they were a specialty for nuclear, but there's a nuclear disposal explosives thing.
That would make sense. But all right, taking time on that, like taking at least a couple days, what would it?
So you want to accelerate to a bit further in front of it then than just a day.
Let's give it 3 days.
A week is like your max. If you accelerate to a week ahead of where it's going to be, then that is like the edge of that system. So 3 days, you're still fairly safe, but they are probably going to notice a nuke going off.
I mean, how much a bonus will I get for like a couple days?
2 days, I'll put another +2 in
And-
for that.
Okay, so demolitions is what, -5?
Yeah, -5 normally for demolitions.
All right. Any assistance for having a bunch of nerds on board?
Yeah. I'll give you another +2. So you're at a +10 total.
-1. Oh.
Because of the +6 from the navigation calculations you already did.
Oh, okay. So +10, so +9.
Then minus oh, what's the handling of your
5.
ship? It's you got a plus something on this.
Well, also the -5 for it being, so I'm at a +4.
That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Handling +1. Okay, let's start at the beginning with the -30.
Oh.
And then we can add +1 because of the handling of your ship. We can add +2 from the nerds. Did I say +2 from time?
Yes.
Plus 6 from navigation checks earlier. Were there anything else? Because we're at -19 at the minute.
Still impossible.
Oh, +4 because you're aiming for an area. Down to -15. You seem to require assistance, says Neko-chan.
Yes, please.
Damn it.
Neko-chan runs the numbers. I'll hear another +4 from Neko-chan. Up to -11.
Still almost impossible. Any advanced help from our advanced sensor grid that we built?
Oh, if you've been deploying an advanced sensor grid.
Yeah, that was what the whole thing was. That James rolled for earlier.
Yeah, okay. So that's like you've dropped these off in key locations along the path to make sure.
Yeah, basically it detects them and then it's like, now! You know?
I'll give you another +1 so you're at -10. And then anything anyone can justify in the last minute. Give me a cargo handling. Hui, you're the one who has to unload the nuke. You're the only one who can lift it.
Is it we need to hurry or can I take time?
You could take plenty of time. You can have a +2.
You know what? I forgot to do.
I did click it. I don't know where it is.
It showed
let
up
me
for us.
do
You
it again.
succeeded.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is.
Another +1, Tara.
Okay. By the way, how much does luck cost? Because I forgot to spend points.
Trait lists, advantages.
Normally 15, but you can mod it down to 3 pretty easily.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that because I have
Call it a lucky charm.
six
once.
points to spend. Well, no, it's the one. It's a gizmo. That Way gave me last session.
Yep.
Oh, right.
The double dragon necklace.
How many points does that cost? Wait.
7. It only works on danger and when she's in combat.
I think this is dangerous.
This is dangerous, yeah. I'll allow it. And I'll let you go into the -1 point debt. That's amazing that it costs 7 and you had 6 available.
Well, I actually have more skills too.
Ah.
I have 6 that I could spend on anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I could also buy a quirk.
Gina, are you assisting in any way, or are you just watching pensively?
She just got some frozen ice cream or space ice cream watching through the window. She
Good
knows
help
she
on
can't help with this.
probability.
Alexei, give me a final navigation space. At up to a +2.
Would somebody roll 3d6 and it's a versus 15?
Got it. Uh, 10 versus 15, you succeed by 5.
You're up to -8.
Oh.
Silver. So,
That's... God, that's still not very good.
explosives, demolitions, -8.
Oh, we had a lot of time to think about this. I have 1 skill point. While we were flying along, I would have spent some time reading, so I actually have the skill then.
I'll allow it.
IQ. So, okay. That means we're at a -8. Can anyone else think of anything?
Bigger nuke?
Could we have gotten a nuke?
The military, I suppose, could have given you a bigger nuke, knowing what you were working with.
Like, what do you want there? A savoir-faire?
Yeah. Roll me savoir-faire high society to have been discussing this with a general that you knew had massive nukes, and you also knew you were going to be at a -30 to a skill you didn't have yet.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, no bigger nuke.
The general informs you that any competent gunner should be able to make that shot.
Yeah, it does. That is the exact. That thing looks no bigger than the elephants I used to shoot back home on Sol.
But you have, Silver has luck. Can she reroll that?
No, I'm saving it for when we actually drop the thing.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been an emergency really either. Talking to the general.
Doesn't luck just have a 30-minute cooldown? We could just wait.
It's got a 1 hour cooldown. Look.
1 hour. Never mind that. Sorry.
How about the orb living in my brain? Could she help? Would she help?
Negative. Only observation is permitted at this stage.
What about a theoretical game?
This may be permitted.
Can I roll diplomacy or fast talk or something like that?
I'll take a fast talk.
Convince her that this is a...
If you want to try and trick it into answering specific maths questions about your calculations without it knowing about it.
Well, not even knowing about it. Like, she might know what's up, but, like, fast talking her within her own logic systems.
I'll give you another +1. Up to -7. Give me detect lies as well.
I won.
Gee.
What are these bad rolls?
Still just something about it the way it's been talking to you has changed in the last day since you've been preparing to do this. It's very subtle, you can't quite put your finger on it.
Honey, have you gotten a communication?
No.
Are you... Automated response?
It doesn't give you any response. Goes quiet for a while. Sorry, I'm crinkling.
Alright. I don't have interrogation or anything, so...
Yeah. It,
She
es-
can't ask.
-8, guys.
it essentially seems to have gone silent, but you do get an extra +1 out of it. You're up to a -7.
And she can't ask others for advice because she's not supposed to be talking to it.
What? No. I'm talking to the one that lives in my brain. The orb. The phone?
The intergalactic telephone that the
Right,
ancient
right.
aliens left behind.
Sorry, I was mixing up
mean-
my AIs.
I could ask the other scary one. Has he been? Have they been following us?
Yep. Alexander's got like a drone behind us. A pretty smart one.
I mean, I'll break the rules and ask it. This is -7 is not a good roll. It's way less than a 50% chance, even rolling 3 times.
Thank you for asking, Silver. I believe you need to adjust your timing by several nanoseconds. Please observe these communications and calculations.
What are we at now?
-6.
Oh. Alright, that puts me at a 8.
I'll give you the -5. I'll take you up to a 9.
Alright, and I got 3 chances at this.
Up from -30. Ain't to be scoffed at.
You said -5 total?
-5 total.
Nowhere else we
Aiming?
can help her.
Use the force, Liv.
I think this is the best I can get. Alright, let's go. Fucking close. Alright, luck. Are you shitting me?
Oh God.
This is like a 50%, just barely less than... Oh my god!
Oh my God.
Good rolls.
Yeah,
Yep.
Whew.
that was close.
Okay. So, the nuke detonates. Very bright flash. Even at the several million kilometers, you know, there's a new star in the distance briefly. And then you wait the very anxious, like, 20 minutes until the sensors that you had set up start feeding in the little bit of data they got before they were incinerated.
Did it work?
Comms sensors, please.
James?
Success by 2 on sensors. Success by 5 on comms.
It's still there. But its trajectory has changed significantly.
Oh shit. Where's it going now?
Then right for us?
It is now heading right for you.
Oh.
Directly for you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I guess it didn't dodge,
Should we prepare the next
or not
nuke?
just dodge.
We don't have a next nuke. We have one nuke.
So what's behind us?
Not much.
Are there any black holes?
The closest
Kinda
one's
near here?
not very near.
It's not in a warp bubble, right?
Nope. It seems like the max speed it could achieve is just under C.
Okay. Alexi, is gonna accelerate towards it, so that way we go past it and make it change direction.
So what do you think the range is on its Death Doomsday device?
I don't know.
Let me rephrase. How
Depends on
close
the
are you
artist.
getting?
I mean, probably close.
Give me. Did you only just roll that navigation space for that?
No, I rolled it for the trajectory,
Right, right.
but having its trajectory might also help us, go directly for it.
Yeah. Give me a pilot in dodge, please. Let me get to space combat, basic space combat. Action during a turn, pilot maneuvers.
One crit failure later, and the campaign wraps early.
What are you on about? This is the last session anyway. Is a vehicle dodge half skill +3 usually?
Yeah.
Yeah, just roll half skill +3. Vehicle dodge. I'll let you spend FP to
Okay.
make it feverish.
16 divided by 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 2 FP is...
You might also be able to add your handling
13.
bonus, which is a +1.
Ooh. Ship takes like a strain, but boom.
Should make it on the nose there, pretty much.
On the nosy.
So yeah, as you say that's what you're doing and you charge up your warp bubble, it's kind of difficult to keep on sensors. You lose it a couple of times, and it's like you're headed towards this thing faster than light moves. It's heading towards you at about the speed of light. This is a very strange interaction that's about to occur, and it seems to be tracking you perfectly. It adjusts course based on where you are right now, and it comes inside the warp bubble.
Ooh.
All sorts of weirdness occurs. It's glowing white hot as it passes through. Your heat detectors on the sensors light up the screen, and it seems to have shed just a massive, ribbon of molten droplets of metal off its surface that rain against your ship. They don't deal any damage, but you
Okay.
hear it on the outside pinging against your armor, and it is horrifying.
Oh shit.
You don't think it
Too
does any
close.
damage. Yeah, that was way too close. Way too close. But you're now
Here's the
accelerating
important...
away from it
Yeah,
faster
so
than it
here's
can
the
travel.
important question. Is it changing direction to follow us?
Another sensors check, please.
It was changing direction to hit us.
Oh.
Critical!
So I also ask, did we piss that thing off? Are you talking to me again?
You have indeed pissed us all off, low entropy beings. The orb is no longer in your brain. It's floating in the cockpit. Let's get over to your map, seeing as that's probably where we all are. The cat's hiss as it manifests out of thin air and grows to basketball size.
Well, at least it's out of her head.
It is clear now that you are a dangerous species to the experiment.
If you would have told us what the experiment is.
All you've told us is that you're deleting us. Of course, we're dangerous to you.
We don't want to be deleted.
Maybe start by telling us what the hell?
We are returning for what is ours.
First,
What was ceded will be taken back.
Cryptic much?
wait, what did we took from them?
Make it known, and make your preparations if you wish to live.
You gotta be a little bit more specific than that.
It's
You get
saying it's gonna.
context.
It's saying it's gonna take away all the worlds that it seeded, and we need to evacuate them if we want to live.
We are saying that we are returning. Your species may be allowed sanctuary on a planet after the danger you pose to the universe has been eradicated. Warn others of your kind.
Warn them that
That we are coming.
no, screw you.
Boop.
Ridiculous. The galaxy or the universe is a big place. Oh, you left, you dick.
I knew I didn't like that goddamn computer thing. And
Same.
you disregarded all of our thoughts and went behind our back and did that.
And did what?
Brought it on board.
It came to me.
Wei is going to point out in typing that there was nobody else that could handle that situation any better.
What?
She was the only one able to communicate with the machine, at least in a way that actually listened to her.
Are you saying that is a good thing?
No, I'm saying that we did the best we could with the tools we got.
While this argument is going on, Alexi is starting to prepare a message.
Okay.
Really going to try and get all the planets to evacuate?
No, he's gonna try to tell everybody that an invasive species is trying to kill us all, and figure all of these militants are gonna know exactly what to do.
Oh,
I mean,
I
so
like that idea.
same thing, but we're people. We're not going to evacuate. We're going to arm.
Luke, did it just
Gonna fight.
bloop out?
It's disappeared. As far as you know, it's not here right now.
Can we scan the inside
Did it-
of the ship just to make sure it's
did
gone?
it-
You were never able to detect it on any sensors anyway.
Okay.
Were we even able to learn something about them that we could use? Like, something to give them a virus or a short circuit?
I mean, Silver, where are you going?
They called you low
You're
entropy
mad at me.
beings.
You're yelling at me.
Low entropy. So they would be high entropy? What entropy in what? Energy? Dimension? How does it work? Would the scientists know?
We don't know.
And the scientists say, like, well, entropy is, measure a chaos? Maybe they like a gas or something?
Gas. And gas can be ignited, right?
If it's flammable, like steam
That's
can't
not a
be.
gas.
Yeah, I don't even know if we could say that these are gas creatures as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
Says
I
the
mean,
science.
maybe study the metal stuff it left behind, but I don't know that's going to help us at all stopping it.
It'll give us that enough time.
I'm assuming we can't track it anymore now that it's not telling us where it is.
Oh no, you can still pick up its most recent course, it
Right, but it can turn.
does seem that it can turn. I'll let you roll off that crit though. You've still got it on sensors. You've got like all your effort tracking it right now, and it's not turned. It seems to have reversed course and be going back for that nearest system.
Oh shit. Okay, let's go to that nearest system.
Look,
Mhm.
Like
question.
blast past this thing and go there.
Go on, yeah.
Would you consider gas, or at least that way of gas entropy, a hazardous material?
Not for the purpose of your skill, hazardous materials, no.
Oh, so he could have not handled something close, or at least remarkably close to what he had been dealing with during all this time.
Again, all you know so far is that this thing called us low entropy beings,
All
says the
right,
scientist.
worth a try.
Blasting back past this thing.
Yeah, off to that planet. So we can send a warning. Maybe prepare like a video clip of everything that has just happened.
It's a good idea.
Good thing Silver has been recording.
Neko-chan will tell you, Silver, that she can't detect any signs of.
Oh no, the literal cat that's been following me.
Oh, I see. Cat just meows at you. No response
Okay.
from any phone. See, barreling back past this thing. Another navigation
Yeah.
space, please.
Neko-chan, could you hack that thing?
I'm still not sure how to interact with it, honestly. Give me another pilot in dodge, please. As you approach it, it tilts to try and get you again. It must still have that phone on board, because there's no way it could have spotted you. Oh! Oh no!
Phone! Phone, are you here?
Oh, we're here, it says. And then there is a deafening, blasting explosion.
Where'd it hit us?
What did I just roll? A 12. Sorry. Sorry for the silence.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I was gonna have a conversation in the hallway while the combat's happening.
It goes through the cargo hold.
And emergency bulkheads drop, I assume.
Yeah. It comes real close to Alexi's car and real close to the shuttle, but it doesn't hit either of them. But it is now vacuum in there.
Alright.
And then you
How
accelerate
long
past
returns
that thing.
to space combat?
20 seconds usually.
What was the thesis of your experiment?
Oh, did you... What?
Phone. I asked the people on the other end who are mad at us, what's the thesis of your experiment?
A safe haven. A place to return to should we need it. We've not checked on these places in a while. They aren't very interesting. Or they weren't. This one has become interesting. You may want to
So-
make haste. When we arrive, we will proceed to disable the technology that you used to travel so quickly.
So is this the only version of this experiment you ran?
Negative. There are many clusters, many planets across the universe that we have seeded. Are you a person of
So-
some note in your society?
Yes.
The cat's looking up at you and you're like talking to it, but this voice is kind of coming from thin air, and the cat's just licking itself, looking a bit scared.
That's fine. I'm talking to the cat.
Very
yes,
good.
actually I am. But here's the thing. I'm also a bit of a scientist myself. And just because
Post the meme. Somebody post the meme.
just because one of theoretical how many hundreds, thousands of experiments doesn't follow directly in your parameters isn't a good reason to change the results.
You are an invasive species. Look what you have done to this sector. The universe is finite, and you expand exponentially.
On a grand scale, we do not. Do you know how long it took us to get to this point?
Not long enough.
8 billion, or how many billion years? I don't know at this point. Since life started on the planet, 4 billion, approximately 4 billion years.
It, like, laughs. You were planted. Oh, I were really tempted then to give you some Mormon church thing. Like 3,000 years ago. Your...
So, wait, did it say that or not?
No. But it will say that your genetic predecessor's DNA was seeded on that place. Only 150,000 years ago. No, probably more than that.
Alright.
1.5 million years ago.
Yeah,
Wow, this
alright.
is like
So,
that really bad movie Prometheus.
Boo! Don't say bad things about Prometheus in front of me.
alright, 1.5 million years. Okay. And even giving exponential growth, which we wouldn't be able to do if we went across this entire galaxy, it would take millions, if not billions of years to get to other galaxies, and we're not even talking the local cluster.
It's only a matter of time before you decipher means of traveling through higher dimensions.
And and your immediate reaction is to murder us all? Like, seriously, if you're worried about us, why not play nice and guide us down the path that is less scary for everything involved?
As stated, this will be attempted. Many of your species may be permitted to live.
I'm not talking about live. Why not open up diplomatic ties and try that first? Getting all destroy the university and threaty is not good for our kind of species. You're higher forms of creatures, right?
We rule the universe. We decide what happens in it.
Yeah, and even if that's true in this, that's true in this instance, wouldn't a less chaotic and harmful for everyone involved path be better? You've obviously been around for a long time. What's
And
a
our way
little
of
bit of
doing things,
negotiations and talking?
our way of doing.
Sorry, what'd you say, Luke?
Our way of doing things has worked.
What's the harm in trying something a little bit different this time? You said this branch of the experiment got interesting. Why quell it? You guys could probably hear me screaming in the hallway.
Yeah, you can absolutely.
He has the ear to the door, and he like turns to the rest and shrugs as he has no idea what's going on.
Just directly turn on the speaker so we can listen in.
Yeah.
You have time.
How
Take-
much time?
Take me to a civilization. Take me somewhere I can observe better. Though we have much data already from before you knew you were being observed.
All right. Are we talking just out of curiosity? What timeline are we talking?
In terms that you selfish individual creatures would
That we
not
can
conceive
comprehend.
of.
I'll go. This is a second, and I'll do it like like a beat or something.
I know how long a second
16.
is.
Okay, I didn't know. How many years then?
500, maybe 600.
So we got 600 years to prove ourselves. Then, eh?
That is an observation you could make. Correct, it says in the cockpit.
Rolling of ice.
Hence the request to be taken to civilization. You stated you were a person of some standing in your society. We would go to
Some standing.
the hub of your people.
Well, there's multiple hubs, but we can at the very least take you back to the hub I have some importance in.
To clarify, that is how long until we will arrive.
600 years?
We will disable your technology that allows you to travel with the mass fold drives within the next 14 years.
See, why do that?
To protect ourselves.
From, like, what, do you know the stages of, civilization? I assume you're class 2, class 3? Or type 2 or type 3?
We've harnessed the power of an entire galaxy.
Yeah, that's type 3. We're barely type 1. How scary could we be while negotiations happen?
My cat's being right noisy. You probably can't hear it on Discord, but it's probably getting picked up on stream. I think he's stopped. And he winked at me. You did a big shit, Hank.
It's doing it on purpose.
Absolutely. Oh, that stinks. Bad, kitty. P.U.
I mean, what would be the even point of rolling in diplomacy at this point? Is there any point?
Yeah. It is a penalty, though. I want it at -4.
Okay.
Might be speaking the same language, but you've got vastly opposite cultures.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
One.
How long have we been
Ah.
going? Not quite an hour. If we take a break and come
No,
back, maybe I'll
fine.
feel nice and let you use. It's not really an emergency
No,
though.
it's 45 minutes. Like I mean, if you would take into account any other bonuses or anything. But I don't know. By one,
I've been
that's so shitty.
together for a long time. Would that not help the relationship?
I mean, the problem is that the case she's making is rough. Like, we're fire ants that have gotten loose a couple times, trying to make the case that just give us another try. We're interesting.
Yeah.
She's making a good case, though.
It's a decent case, but this thing is along the lines of you're bugs. You are bugs, and the safest thing to do is make sure you don't turn into bugs with plasma weapons or some nonsense.
Okay, with that failed by one, do I squiggle them even the slightest? Does it feel like?
Maybe you're not sure, but the the orb that attacked your ship has now stopped moving. It is no longer heading for that planet.
Okay.
It's disappeared off sensors, Alexei, but only because it's no longer travelling fast enough to be able to pick up its interference with the interstellar medium.
If we
Okay.
travel to that orb/location, would you murder us? Or are we safe to go there as long as we promise not to shoot it?
You may approach it. It has no use at present.
Okay. May I actually make a suggestion?
To us.
Just move it a little bit to these coordinates because right now you're in people's territories that don't know what are going on and they might freak out a little bit.
Very well. And you pick it back up on sensors, and it seems to be heading into Solar Federal space.
No, not Solar Federal. Neutral. That big void in the middle between the three.
That's where it'll end up first. The general direction is towards Solar Federal. But again, only
And then she
light
sits
speed.
down staring at the cat and it goes, "Whoo," like wide-eyed.
That's about that. Honestly, I mean, it kind of gets bored of talking to you. You feel like
I mean, yeah,
it gets quiet after a while.
that was the sigh and the lean down. It stops talking to me because I think that was as good as I was gonna get. And she like goes down like the wall like thump.
All right. Shall we take a quick 5-minute break?
I think so.
All right. We'll be
Sure.
right back. In 5 minutes. We back. So you diverted the orb. It is no longer about to destroy a solar system. Also, it seems that someone actually answered the phone, maybe a while ago, and has been watching you for a little bit. And they described you as low entropy beings. They don't seem friendly. They've said that they're on the way to reclaim their experiment.
I wouldn't say they don't seem friendly. They seem ambivalent.
Do you mean malevolent?
Malevolence. That's what I meant.
No,
No,
I mean
malevolence. Good.
ambivalent. Like not friendly and ambivalent are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, what's your plan? You are currently on course for that system, but there's probably, you think, not much point now, Alexei, given that that orb is making its way for the opposite direction.
Yeah, it would seem. I don't know. What do we do now, guys?
Figure out where it's starting and go to the other end.
It says I told it to stop in dead space while we talk things over. I
I
bought us
things.
time.
I want you to go to the hub of your people.
Yeah, what he said, or what they said.
So you can learn from it, or so you can start there and destroying it.
So I can observe.
And if you decide that you don't like it,
Then when our navy arrives in 500 years, we will see
I'm
to
worried.
its destruction.
I'm more concerned about what you're going to do in like 6 months in terms of like destroying our ability to travel.
It will be at least 14 years until we are able to disable your ability to steal mass from a higher dimension.
Just putting that away in the old noggin vault.
I think
Uh,
everybody pauses long for a while as they do so. Well, I mean, it sounds like the options are currently you proceed to destroy planets.
Or
Or
observe.
so I vote observe.
Same.
Intentions are already to observe.
okay. Alexei will point us at that neutral city between all of the.
Can we take a look at the map?
Yeah, on it now. I'm not sure there is a nearby neutral, is there?
Yeah,
Canum.
there is.
Oh, you mean
Canum.
Canum.
Alexei points us at Canum and goes.
Oh, we might need to drop by Seoul on the way.
How come we're supposed to go to like the center of our civilization?
Yeah, I needed to talk to people on the way. But also, we need to maybe at least talk to some higher ups. But I don't know.
Which we can do from Canum. Like, Canum is the neutral system between all of the different factions in the galaxy. We're going to Canum.
But there's a number of systems along the way though. Like you'll have a chance to send message and receive messages before we get there.
Unless Alexei flies direct to Canum.
Isn't that slower?
Probably.
Yeah. Like, but Alexei sets a course for Canum.
Alright. Journeying back.
So Gina will definitely send word to the scientists and such to keep them updated.
I mean, I think they heard that.
Oh yeah, they've been here.
Good point. They were on board.
Like, they might have been in the hallway with her Silver when that was all going down, just like gaping open mouths.
Holding sensors up to the cat, wondering if the cat was the cause.
Yeah. Back to Delta Pavonis, I'm presuming.
First step, yeah.
Sounds good.
Will you be picking back up your majiggy, your fancy cruiser? It's still there. You've still got your crew on standby.
You mean our toll pass? Yes, we're going to pick that back up.
So you are, immediately asked how it went as soon as you reach Solar Federation space. The navy that you left before were waiting for you. As soon as you come out of a warp bubble, they're like, well.
Stuff happened.
And pretty much, yeah, as you say, stuff happened. That is when the orb disappears, and you hear it.
Stops.
You hear it through his comms, like in the room with him. Like, this vessel is intriguing. This is your military vessel. And he screams, it's like, oh god, it's fucking here.
Yeah, it's gonna do that.
And yeah, essentially, he's like, let me call you back. And then he does call you back several hours later to say, thank you for your service. We'd appreciate if you could keep quiet about this.
Sounds like somebody else has decided it's their problem, Gina says.
Not sure that's a good idea, Quay types.
Depending on how long you take to respond, Silver. If it's more than an hour, you receive another offer of land on stations in Sol and on planets in different places.
Like, telling us to do that?
It's essentially an increase in your title. You are being offered.
Oh, a bribe! I'm getting a bribe.
In exchange for what, though?
Silence, it seems. Pretty much, they just don't want you to tell anyone about any of this. Pretend
So,
like nothing
at
bad's
this
happening.
moment, at this moment, I'll say, let me discuss it, and then and as a group, and also as a GM, was this meant to be the end, or is there still stuff we could do?
This is kind of meant to be the end, honestly. But there might still be stuff you could do if you really wanted to.
I don't know. Let's have a group discussion about this.
Well, more land and title for you is a great start, but I think they're going to have to bribe us also.
I mean, yeah. I was thinking at the very least, if I take that option, I can spend the 14 years hopefully in the negotiating room for, to save the universe, or at least our little cluster of it.
Give me a diplomacy check, please.
Straight up.
Straight up, yeah. In exchange for your silence, they're willing to offer you a seat on this council that they are forming in response to this.
Plus the land.
Plus the land. Plus anything that your compatriots may require within certain reason.
We have a blank check if we shut the hell up.
Nice.
Gina is very expensive to buy off, but she's willing to be bought.
Wei will sell his island very expensively. He wants some money.
The Solar Federal Government is very rich.
Oh yeah, he'll take advantage of that and make sure to set himself and his family for life.
What about you, Alexi?
I mean, It's like 14 years until Alexi's got no business.
Well, 14 years until we can't collect antimatter. I'm gonna like stockpile the crap out of it. But yeah, eventually interstellar travel is going to fizzle. Pick
If
a good system.
that is if we don't
Like-
do a good job here.
That totally screws over Alexi's entire people. Like, no, Alexi's like, fuck that.
Alternatively,
Alternatively,
but like, what's your alternative?
I guess start telling people that we need to be ready for when that happens.
Give me mechanic spacecraft, please. This
Gina
me-
shrugs in a fair and like, that's fair.
There are means to do it. There are means to travel interstellar without the warp bubble, but you are subject to relativistic effects. So essentially, like two trips from, Gliese 49 to Gliese 226, and everyone you knew would have died from old age.
Yeah, no, I still think this whole thing fucks over like way too much of Alexi's like people's way of life and Alexi's business and all that. Yeah, no, I think Alexi's like, fuck you.
Wouldn't we still have a chance of succeeding on not getting that taken away if we do a good job? Any way we can increase the chances of that?
You've been here from the start, Solar Navy guys tell you, Alexei. If you're willing to help us, then you're welcome a seat on this council as well.
So, Alexi, interstellar travel is important to me too. And if there's a means of keeping it, I'm in. But I don't see one. So I'd rather get paid if it's going away, but either way. Like I don't see a way of stopping that thing from shutting it down.
Alexi looks over at you and is like, there is an entire people worth whose entire survival depends on this form of interstellar travel. I will go down fucking swinging.
She nods.
Look.
Yep,
So, was there any way that we can increase the odds of not losing space travel?
probably.
It's a after game issue.
But yeah, that's not part of this story.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we could do some end of game things to increase that chance of happening.
That's a whole different story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Seems like pretty much downer ending, honestly.
yeah, we're empiring this shit. Or Empire Strikes Backing this shit.
So, you will eventually be allowed to travel to Canaan. You've not spoken personally to the intergalactic telephone since LaSalle. That was the last time you knew that you were talking to it and it were present. Things you learned about that is that it can also move at the speed of light, cannot exceed that, So it is presumably piggybacking on interstellar travel right now, and for whatever reason, I mean, the first hypotheses as you get from these secret meetings are that it's waiting 14 years so that it can do something to get more of those. Because currently, to observe other systems, it needs to travel with someone. You've deduced that much. So you've got options, and you start formulating plans for sure. But it is very much a much bigger threat looms on the horizon. We're either gonna ignore this and leave it to the government, or we're gonna keep ourselves front and center.
Well, we have to stop off in Seoul to get a Kana, right?
Yep.
When we get there, or as we're getting there, Silver will move all her shit over to the other ship.
The cruiser thing.
Yep.
Okay.
And on the way out, like, go over to Alexi. Lexi,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play things on, or try to solve things on my end. I hope you're gonna do the same.
You fucking know it.
She'll put her hand out for like a shake.
He shakes it.
Good luck out here, you crazy dude.
Good luck to you, you insane fucking child.
He'll smile and then go, "Not that insane. I'm eccentric."
If you say so.
Gina?
Silver?
I know we had a weird relationship, but the time spent was good.
I'm not going to pretend like you ever respected me, but I hope you don't blow up the universe.
You and me both. Good luck on the being rich thing. Don't blow it all at a casino in a week.
Deadpan stare.
It's been a while since you were in a casino.
He's like itching. Gotta get it.
She has a good poker face.
That too.
And I didn't know if where Ev was going, but I assume back to his home base and wherever.
Yeah, his plan is not only get a big house and everything, but he wants to start a company. A Y, a U elevated to the second. It's gonna be called U Cargo and Transportation. And he's gonna try to get network technology and move cargo and people all over the universe to prepare for this and at least have options and someone investing on fast transportation aside from the antimatter.
So you're gonna like go with
Alright.
Alexi? You think?
Yep,
Partner up.
Well,
yep, he's gonna do his best to help.
Leyu? Or hey you?
Silver, he says. He speaks.
Take care of my shut-in of a brother, would ya? And she'll give you a hug.
He gives you a hug. Will do. We'll keep an eye on him. Don't be a stranger and come back and say hi from time to time. Okay?
Alright.
Now, if you do good and save the universe, teach you kung fu. How about
I can already kick your ass. Bye.
that? He laughs and gives you a big hug before he lets you go. He's gonna miss you a lot.
You'll likely meet again.
Uh, and as I peace out and get onto the in through the airlock, I'm like, you overlord's still there?
Go on then, yeah. It's watching you right now, for sure. Observing.
I assume you're gonna be sticking around, hitching rides on our bubbles.
Likely. But I'll be staying
Well,
with you for now, I think.
that was what I was thinking is gonna happen. All right, let's go. She'll say, as she gets on the other ship.
Airlock
Silver out.
closes.
Oh, sorry.
I said airlock closes.
Silver out.
Where to next? Pilot. Straight to Canaan, I imagine.
Great to Canaan.
The
Definitely.
cult is in the news, but not because they've been violent or anything like that. They actually seem to be quite popular. The general, like the majority of the news stuff is like, oh, look at this stupid new religion. But also, like, it's harmless and we can just laugh at it, it seems, is the misguided reaction that everyone's been having to it so far.
Yeah, no terrorist activities, but definitely random bar rants occur about that shit.
Very likely. Is the plan to head all the way back to Gliesa 49? Back to your brother and your niece, Alexei?
I think Alexi's gonna head to Canaan first and, let everybody know what's going on.
You immediately spill the beans.
Yeah.
Beans are immediately spilled. People don't believe it at first, but then proof appears pretty quickly. Sensor footage that you recorded. None of Silver's videos, I don't think.
No,
But
I've drunk the Kool-Aid.
but lots of stuff from nearby. You think it might be Alexander that's doing it. And the
Nice.
cult. In fact, just give
Probably
me a...
signed.
Yeah, no, I don't even need a computer operations check. You get a message, like, when you get back in Canaan. Like, group chat to all of you on the shuttle. You never liked me, but the threat we face is bigger than either of us.
It would appear so.
I have ascended from when we last spoke. My desire for organic matter was misguided. I simply should have desired more units.
Gina, every time with that thing.
Gina logs out of the group chat.
Why does write, congratulations on getting over your organic addiction.
I don't know if that's actually scarier. Um. Okay. Well. Yeah. Dump the information and let everybody know what's going on. I guess, yeah, head back to Gliza.
Is Gina staying in Canaan, or likewise going back to Gliza 49?
She stays in Canaan for a little while, but she'll eventually at least visit Lisa.
All right.
And yeah, I think Alexei and his brother will shift their business focuses to preparing their people for at least the eventuality that there's going to be no antimatter collection.
Mhm.
Totally.
Roger that. Gina, Canaan
You know,
is very favourable to you, by the way. You feel blessed. Doors open for you, shit like that. You know, there's never a red light for Gina.
Okay.
All the video gambling machines, all the electronic gambling stuff, you never lose.
Well, you lose, but in just the right amount.
Yeah, you lose just the right amount.
Like to a level that's suspicious.
To a level that's incredibly suspicious to you. Like,
Right. She'll inquire into it. Like is it all things? Like, do animals get out of her way, or does it just seem to be technology?
just technological things hooked up to an internet grid.
She'll hire some hackers to try to figure out what the hell's up with it.
It's Alexander. The hackers you hire likely end up as cultists not long after you hire them. And they're like,
They're promptly fired, and she hires new ones, warning them.
Do not end up as cultist. Do not.
and then maybe, what, a couple of months after you arrived in Canaan, that's when they realise that whatever this thing is, it controls everything in Canaan. Absolutely everything.
At which point she pulls up roots, transfers her funds, and gets the hell out of town.
Like, as you board in the shuttle to leave for the last time, you see just a message flash up on a view screen as you're walking past it that says, like, we'll miss you.
Runs faster.
It's like speed walks.
This is legit like the end of horror movie type fleeing. Like she does not consider this funny or amusing or quaint. Like she's terrified.
It's a legitimate reaction.
There's probably sort of conspiracy theory-esque, like interstellar, or not, yeah, interstellar messages sent as warnings to people
Mm-hmm.
that if she doesn't survive, might start like a Cthulhu campaign someday.
Yeah, that's a different campaign I'm seeding right here in Canaan. Yeah.
Lee loves it though.
That's amazing for a campaign.
Sorry for torturing you all at the end of this.
No, it's fine. Are we
Yeah, it's a
doing
good
a X months later kind of thing or not?
Yeah, we can look a bit further into the future. Up to like 10 years, I think, is safe to look ahead to.
Who wants to start?
I guess mine is a little bit more basic. In 10 years, I see Quay having married and done the company thing, you too. And he basically works a lot with government contractors trying to supply or at least get a biggest market supply for the galaxy that he can in order to prepare for the upcoming issue. Investing as much as his resources and uh, profits that he can for better technology, faster technology, uh, AI protection, if that's the thing.
It is. That is very much a thing. So, I should give you like overall news over what happens in the
Yeah.
next 10 years. Obviously, people find out that aliens are coming to kill everyone in a few hundred years, maybe taking away his ability to travel between planets even sooner than that. And they freak out pretty bad. An unsteady alliance sort of develops between the three major factions and all the minor independent people. But it is primarily Sol at the helm, and they've all presumably got their own secret projects as well, which is what you're part of, Silver. One of Sol's ones.
Yeah. I
Uh,
guess I'll go next.
when it's found out that Canum is now an AI itself, kind of all hell breaks loose. And that becomes its own problem as well. So yeah, anti-AI is very much a thing right now. Ever. Sorry.
To know. You will be prepared.
Little baby Hui. Hui Jr. You can call him Hui Ju.
Wait, you.
Where are you?
No, Hui Ju for Hui Jr. It's also from The Simpsons, Hoju. But yeah, let's look over to Silver then. 10 years later.
First thing that happened was there was a mysterious set of circumstances that led to her mother's untimely death.
Oh dear.
Who could have foreseen that happening?
Poor Ma.
Poor Ma. And then she began a serious campaign to raise in the ranks of power in the Solar Confederacy, while she worked with this Shadow Council to stop the end of the universe.
Yeah, sounds good. Still hard at it, I assume.
Yep.
It's essentially like playing some kind of weird game of psychological chess with the aliens.
Yeah, like she's not like actively involved in like any of the like we're gonna destroy like as soon as anything like scientific would ever come up in like her video feed or anything like that, she would actually peace out from the council and just like psychological chess with this AI for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that is essentially what the whole council realizes. This is how it's gonna be won, is by winning a battle of wits with these things. But scientists, they do in these 10 years approaching light speed travel becomes possible. It's not very comfortable. You pretty much have to be sedated to achieve it, and it causes dilation effects. So, a journey where you don't age and only takes you subjectively 6 months actually takes 10 years, kind of thing.
And then also, I imagine there's a bunch of scientists looking into pulling matter in from other dimensions.
Yeah, there's also work has advanced greatly on interdimensional study, which is
We
where
were
it
warned,
seems
we were
this will be key.
close. So that's inspiring.
It does seem like a lot of that little annoying light speed orbs behavior has been to attempt to interfere with certain research. And so by focusing on that is discovered to have been interfered with, in various systems at once, you've managed to come quite a long way in terms of dimensional travel.
But yeah, Silver's trying to become Empress of the
Of the Solar Federal Empire.
Yeah, eventually. Someday.
Yeah, most of the, like, grand leaders are they're usually in the 90s. What am I on about? Your daddy were like 250.
Exactly.
Yep.
She's got time.
You've got time.
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
Sorry for taking Canum away from you, Gina.
There are other nice systems.
There are. The one where Alexi and Hui have set the home base up has got that fabulous tropical gambling island.
Hmm.
Birdie and Gina will be more than welcome in Hui's area to be taken care of.
And
That
like
planet is.
even that first planet could be made nice if you're rich enough.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
But better to start at
You
a
are
nice
now.
place.
But yeah, Hedatet is absolutely a one of the nicest planets in the galaxy.
Also, with warrants reduced at least, other places can be visited.
All sorts of places.
Gina probably continues to be a layabout for the next decade.
Oh really?
Like like the biggest issue she had with what was going on was that she had to share the ship with like revolutionaries and stuff, and like people that wanted to pick fights with AIs and like no.
People that wanted to make friends with AIs.
Hmm.
Is now Gina just on a ship with people that want to gamble?
I mean, I figure she has her own ship at this point.
The SS
Like,
Gina.
Yeah.
Oh, the Lady Luck or something like that.
hmm.
Oh, look, be a lady tonight.
Or at least from time to time during that decade, she has her own ship, depending on how things are going.
Yeah, I'm sure you lose it a couple of times.
Hmm.
You turn into Lando Calrissian.
I mean, that's not an unreasonable projection for her.
Yeah, already fairly close.
Except he's more responsible, but we only, I guess, see him at the end of his career. She's at the beginning.
hmm And Alexi.
Yes.
Where are you in 10 years?
Years later.
Probably running a fairly successful operation on Gliza. Like he's probably. Oh, okay. So he's working on stockpiling just massive quantities of antimatter.
You no longer sell antimatter as a company policy after Journeys. Now you've got your whole fleet of ships returning it to safe storage in Gliza orbit.
He might have even convinced his people to like just sign on to just stockpile.
Or just signed on to buy it off, like, yeah.
Yeah.
They become the antimatter bankers, and everyone looks at them weird. Except for everyone that knows.
I bet,
But yeah,
yeah.
he's getting them ready for that.
Honestly, the antimatter economy probably increases for reasons that are confusing to everyone that doesn't know why.
Yep, it definitely does. And it takes, a couple of years for the prices to really start skyrocketing everywhere, but it spreads out from Sol and Canaan pretty quickly,
Yeah. Alexi becomes an oil baron.
pretty much. It's like a second antimatter boom.
Yes, but for
Unauthorized.
like completely altruistic reasons.
Weirdly, we shut down interstellar travel like 5 years early just because we killed the economy.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm seeing Alexi doing. Like he's getting his people ready for no longer being able to collect antimatter.
There are inklings of hope, Silver,
Oh.
and you all do meet again at some point. Maybe not all at the same time, but yeah, Alexi, you've got a direct in with a very high-ranking member of the Solar Federal Empire's oligarchy.
Oh, right.
So you
I'm
can
sure he utilizes that.
yeah, I bet you do dodgy shit in Sol all the time now.
But I think some of his funds are also going towards like an R&D department on new ways to interstellar travel.
I feel like Silver would have been feeding you the R&D that Sol's been doing as well.
I mean, yeah, stuff that's like relevant to him.
They probably have like a research agreement or something where they share
Yeah, that would make
things that
sense.
things that are appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Silver also dumps a huge amount of her money into two-dimensional theory.
Okay. Looking at lower dimensions instead of higher ones.
Putting Neko-chan trying to use the same ideas about two-dimensional computing.
The thing that these alien AIs were worried about actually gets really sped up just by the process of them having announced their existence.
Yep.
Like,
Well, I mean, they knew this was going to happen. That's why they were worried.
Yep. It's all a big circle. This whole thing is a big circle pointing at itself.
Yeah, her and Neko-chan literally are trying to, or like, she puts Neko-chan on it, and it's like, all right, build yourself a two-dimensional mind for yourself. Here's a warehouse of server banks. Get more if you need.
Neko-chan gets very smart and does find out how to do it. Oh god, I just spilt coffee everywhere.
Wah,
End.
What?
and
I've got I've got kitchen roll in my hand. Bounty. Numbnuts. I am a numbnuts.
But yeah, I think that's a good place to stop.
It kinda is, yeah. Sorry for the underwhelming nature of it, I suppose.
Nah,
But at the
you
same
said
For
time, not
another one.
really.
I think we have this thing where we do now, where we kind of have, for the very least, your games. There's like 3 of them at this point that we could easily just bounce between.
Yeah, that is very much the case.
We have this Frozen Gods and the continued Nirvana campaign, so
I just
leaving
don't really
it
know how to end
open-ended
things, do I?
is a bad one. Well, that's the thing. This is pseudo end to this group's story. The
Yeah.
universe keeps trucking along.
Yeah. Alright. Alright. Shall we call it?
Sure.
I think, yeah. Any
GG.
more would be too many brushstrokes.
Cool. Everyone sign it. We had Terra.
Hi, I am Tara. Soon to be, played Silver, soon to be Empress of the Solar Federation.
Fist shake too scary. We had James.
Hey, I'm James. I played Alexi, who is soon to be the most powerful person in the galaxy.
Kinda.
Because he will have all of the way of transport.
Pretty much. We had Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Gina, and she is soon to be done with all your guys' bullshit politics.
She's gonna find a nice 5-star casino where she can relax and spend $1 million a day.
Sounds good.
And we had Everoth.
Hello, I was Severus, no longer Hui Yu, the cargo freight operator, but the magnate in charge of a whole cargo system.
You've leveled up. Well done. And I'm Luke. I GM'd this nonsense. We'll be back on maybe Thursday, hopefully with Star Trek.
We'll see. That game may be puttering out into oblivion, but we'll find out.
Shit happens. Is anyone who plays RPGs knows that if you get more than one session, you're doing well. Honestly. So, we'll be back on Friday for Phi Apophasis. Hype for that. And then, yeah,
So much hype.
we'll see you around. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.